Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Naser Al-Raas, a Canadian citizen imprisoned in Bahrain for simply attending peaceful protests, has been reportedly detained in solitary confinement, beaten, tortured and subjected to mock executions. Indeed, the Bahrain Independent Commission of Inquiry has itself decried the criminalisation of peaceful process and condemned such torture. Accordingly, will the Canadian government seek the immediate release of Mr. Al-Raas, the dropping of all charges and ensure his safe return to Canada?
I'll say it's an obligation on the Canadian government, and not only the Canadian government, every government to seek the well-being and to follow their citizens outside their countries, because everyone who gets out his country, there's a big risk of being detained or get in a conflict or other things.
And this video was also uploaded onto YouTube by a Bahraini opposition group. The protester is shot at point-blank range by what appears to be a policeman firing tear gas canisters. He stands up again. A policeman seems to take aim at him and shoots once more.
It's very stupid, very unreal, very unimaginable thing to do what I did that time. To go by myself to a country like Bahrain, and I was attacked at the same time with tear gas, and actually I had a hoodie in my head and there was a tear gas attached to my head. I was very mad, very actually shocked in the first place, because at that time, like, I realized that financial contracts or like financial agreements between countries like Canada and free countries like the European countries are more important than their citizens. That's why we need like guarantees in law. That's why we need to protect ourselves with the treatment, with the treaties, and to sign more treaties to protect the rights of citizens. I could confess on anyone under torture. You cannot justify this fake information. You cannot treat someone as a part of a cattle just to protect the whole cattle, like to kill one sheep. No, we're not cattle. We're humans. We're thinkers. We think.
The optional protocol to the Convention Against Torture is such an important treaty, such an important breakthrough in preventing torture and ill treatment worldwide, because it proposes a system of regular visits to all places of detention in any country that ratifies this international treaty.
In the Canadian role, actually, like we're saying here, Canada is setting an example for the other countries. Now I could say, as a Canadian, get outside. Here, I go to Russia, sign the optional protocol. There's torture. Say, why? Why do you care? Because I already signed it. I'm setting an example. That's how we should act on international level. Before we order other countries, we should apply these laws and human rights to ourselves. It became my life code. So it's a matter to, not to defy the law, actually to question the law. That's what people should be about. That's what the human rights should be about. To think beyond the law and to think the goal of law. Does it apply human rights or not? In whose interest? Is it in person's interest or corporate interest? But now the law itself becomes a weapon in the hand of a oppressor against the poor people. And that's why I believe that we should go beyond the law if it does, and there's a condition, if it does not apply human rights. I'm sending the signal to the guy who tortured me, to the people who tortured me. I'm never broken. I just want to give a trace that there's some person named Naser who was tortured. He came out, but he fought. Why shouldn't everyone fight? Human rights is universal. It doesn't apply here in Canada only. Look at the people now who fight in the Middle East and other countries, the big fighters, freedom fighters, human rights activists. They get tortured and they get humiliated every day. When they get in the news or just small picture, they get photographed, you always see them with a smile. Why? You always see them with this signal. Why? Because they have hope with the people like you guys. They give the signal to you. Here, we're suffering, but we're resisting. Stand up for us. You get it?